Go ahead and chant Sitishji, unless somebody knows who it is.
Okay.
Starts with A, actually.
Yeah. So, Venkatramanji. So, we have to your PDF document, page 73, Bhaashyam, line number 3. Let's chant the mantra though. Number 17. Angushtamatra Purushottaratma
Ankushtamatra Purusha Antaratma
Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha
Shadha Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha
Tam Swacharirat Pravruhet
Tam Swacharirat Prabhrit
Munjadiveshikam Dhairyena
Munjadi Veshikam Dhairyena
Tam Vidya Chukramamritam
Tam Vidya Chukramamritam
Tam Vidya Chukramamritamiti.
Tam Vidya Chukramamritamidhi.
Yeah. So we began studying this mantra. Idanim sarva Valli arthopa samharartham aha. That was the sambandham. Shankaracharya is telling us that Yama is concluding the Upanishad. The entire message of the Upanishad is now over, really speaking. All whatever Yama wants to convey is over, and so the conclusion is there. And Angushta Matraha Purushaha Antaratma Sada Janana Hridaye Sannivishta. So that Atma is the same in every being. Sarvantaratma, same. Why should you say same? Because there are schools of thought, darshanas, which says they are not same. So wherever they so Sarvantaratma, not Bhinnatma, Abhinnatma. So it is the same Atma in every being. Purushaha, Angushta Matraha. There is a allegorical statement, Angushta Matraha. Atma is of the size of the thumb. So we don't forget about this Atma. Hridaye, Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha. Also it is there in one's heart. All that we saw. That is the meaning of this, literal meaning of this mantra. Then it must be carefully separated. Swat Sharirat Pravruhet. So it must be carefully separated from the body, from one's body. Carefully. Okay, we're going to see all that. All right. So carefully means it must be, it's not the body, it's something different than the body, and it has to be separated like Munjigat. He's going to say the Bhaashyam. Munjat, Ishikam, Iva. Just like that, the pith, the inside, the flesh of the munja grass. How that is separated from the grass itself. Grass itself is very thin. You can't split the grass, but you have to split the grass and then get the pith out. So it's like that. We were seeing, until that we were seeing in the last class. We need to read the Bhaashyam. Let's do that. Let's read from Tam Swat Atmiyat Sharirat. One line before. Tam Swat Atmiyat.
Where is that, Guruji? Tam?
Bhaashyam, second line of the Bhaashyam. Tam swat atmiyat.
Okay, I repeat, Jaykumarji.
Tam
Swat
atmiyat
Atmiyat
Sharirat
sharirat
pravruhet
pravrihet
udyached
udyached
nishkarshet
nishkarshet
पृथक कुर्यात इत्यर्थः.
पृथक् कुर्यात् इत्यर्थः.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So he is saying pruthak kuryat. Pruthak, separate. You have to separate. Make it distinct. So that is the meaning of pravrhet. Pravrhet means udyached, and then which means niskarshet, and which means separate it out. And what is to be separated from what? Tam atma, tam. Tam, he doesn't say what it is. Tam, we have to understand. Jivatmanam. Okay, Antaratmanam. Sarvantaratma is there. So, tam Sarvantaratmanam. That Sarvantaratma, that Atma which is the essence of all beings. Svat Sharirat Prabhi. You have to separate it out from the body. Separate it out from the body. Okay, he's going to say further. Okay, let's read that. Kim iva iti uchyate.
किमिव इति उच्यते.
Okay, then munjat iva
मुञ्जात् इव
ishikam
इषिकाम्
antastham
अन्तःस्थाम्
dhairyena
धैर्येण
apramadena.
अप्रमादेन.
Yeah. So this is not the traditional way of reading the Bhaashyam. I think I told you this before. So I'm purposely splitting the words. Just for our own benefit. So because we are not, our knowledge of Sanskrit is not as it was, so many years ago. People had 100 years back. So we are helping ourselves by doing that. Otherwise, they will say, Dhairyena pramadena. That's the way they will chant. So we'll do that. We will, of course, this is Bhaashyam. During the Swamiji's Aradhana, every morning they start with 2 hours of Bhashya Parayana. Bhashya Parayana. Swamiji's favorite is Shankara Bhashya. So that's how the day starts. Anyway, so, and that Bhashya Parayana, 2 ways of doing it. One is reading it, like prose. Another is splitting, like we are doing. Split. So that keeps our mind just alert, and you have to know where to split, exactly how. And sometimes you go forward, come back, all that is there. Nice game it is. So he's saying that's Munjat. Munjat Ishikam Iva. That is a way to do it. Iva means like Munjat Ishikam here. Like the pith of the Munja grass, like how it is. It must be a popular thing. You and I may not know what he is talking about. But Shankara is talking about what is. See, example has to be a popular thing. Already Vedanta is vague. On top of that, you give even more vaguer example means what is the use? Huh? That's not teaching. You have to give an example that everybody understands. So this was my complaint to Veda Michikaji. These Sanskrit already Panini sutras are all very cryptic and it takes, you have to just struggle with it. And on top of that, they give an example, a ritual example they give. Rituals. This ritual thing, already we are doing the most basic rituals. And yaga, homas and all occasionally we do. And their examples are all yaga related examples. I told him, Vedaji, you give us some better example. Some Lokika example, chocolate like that, if you say, I can understand. All this. So here, munja grass is there. But we do use the munja grass, right? So Mounji Bandhanam is there. So that to that extent, we know, we've seen it also. The girdle, I think it's called a girdle in English. They make a girdle out of this this grass for the boy and also for the lady during the marriage. Anyway, like that, you should separate. Then he uses a word. Yama uses the word dhairyena. And Shankara says apramadena. Dhairya means courage. Literally, that's how it has come to mean. But Shankara says apramadena. Alertly. Your mind has to be on it. The minute somebody you just take your eyes off or mind off, immediately the problem will strike. This must have happened to you. And some places where you need concentration. And a little bit of concentration goes up, then immediately something will spill or whatever will happen. So he's saying that apramadena. And can you explain a little more about this? And this separation, is it like a physical separation like this? Atma has to be separated off. Well, we know our pot will come in handy now. Okay. So clay is there and pot is there. Now, in order to appreciate clay, you have to carefully remove the clay from the pot, correct? You have to carefully remove the clay from the pot. Only then you can appreciate pot. No, carefully means what? Cognitively. When I say clay, immediately you appreciate clay. And when I say pot and clay, if I ask you what is the relationship between pot and clay, are there two things called pot and clay? Then you have to scratch your head a little bit. Because if you say there are two things, the two things can be separated. But you can't separate it, the two things. Like you separate any two things in any two parts of an object. Okay, you can't separate. Like a refill can be separated from the pen. Okay, this is not like that. How do you separate the clay from the pot? There is only one way to separate. If you physically remove the clay, the pot itself is gone. No, I want you to separate in such a way that pot also is there, clay also is there. If I say, there's only one way to do that. One way to do that, only way to do that is cognitively, means mentally. Mentally, I see clay. Then what about pot? Pot is there. Okay, pot also is there. It is not a separate object. It is dependent on clay for its existence. It's a dependent object. An object which depends on something else for its existence. That mithya object is pot, which has no being of its own. No being of its own. That kind of existence this pot lives. And so that is the way to separate. Munjat iva ishikam. Physical example, any physical example you give, it's not going to work out. And so here Yama is giving this kind of an example. Dhairyena, Shankara says, apramadena. We do it. Periodically, we do this. Like in jewelry store and all, we are very crystal clear about these things. We are crystal clear about Satyam when we go to a jewelry store. Crystal clear. We're not that carried away by forms and all that. Even though I look for a particular form, people look for, okay, I want a bangle, I want a necklace, I want this, I want that, this. But we are clear about, they are also clear, we are also clear that it's all gold. 100% 22 karat gold or whatever, 18 karat. Okay. Now, somebody knocks on your door. Then you open the door. And then you say, who are you? Okay, who are you? Two people come. Two people are there. One person you know. Hi, Vivek. And then you say, and then the other, I want you to introduce this other person, he says, and he introduces, he says, you know him. He tells you, you know him. You know him? Then you look at the person and say, sorry, I don't know. Sorry, I have not met you. I don't know. I need more introduction. Then, do you remember Prabhakar from your high school? Prabhakar, And then, oh, what happened? What happened? You just did not recognize this person. Then what happened, Prabhakar? You got what? Prabhakar, you got what you did. You went through a process. The process is, see, the Prabhakar you knew was a lean guy. This guy is stout. The Prabhakar you knew was a short guy. This guy is tall. The Prabhakar you knew was a sweet guy. This guy has a mustache and beard. Huh? The Prabhakar you knew had black hair. This guy, what about this guy? Hair itself is not there. Forget black color. Only something that exists, you can give color. Hair itself is not there. Means how can you say black or white? That itself is doubtful. Huh? So many differences are there. And then how come you are going and hugging this guy? Please tell me. What did you do? What you did is, hey, there are so many differences. There is absolutely no connection between this guy, this Prabhakar, and that Prabhakar. But then, Devadattaha is the name. We'll change the name. Prabhakar to Devadattaha. And then he say, Soyam Devadattaha. Means what? Soyam. Saha Devadattaha. Ayam Devadattaha eva. Soyam Devadattaha. To use the traditional name. The example I should have said Devadatta. So what happened? What did you do? What you did was, you removed all the things that are not equal, or not identical, or not relevant even. It will become relevant later. Shortly, it will become relevant because you will ask him, what happened? What happened to your hair? How come you became so? Something you will ask, how's your family? How are your children? Like this, you will ask. That day, Devadatta did not have any children. That Prabhakar was not married. Everything is there. Everything about this Prabhakar is different. But now, to say, you did what is called Bhagatyaga Lakshanam. It's called Bhagatyaga. Okay, Bhagatyaga. Okay, Bhagatyaga. Soyam Devadatta. What is Bhagatyaga Lakshanam? You have to give up Tyaga. You have to do Tyaga of the attributes that just don't matter at all. Why should we do all this? When Yama will say Tattvamasi, when Chandogya Upanishad will say Tattvamasi, when Uddalaka is going to say Tattvamasi to his son, Svetaketu has to do this Bhagatyaga Lakshanam because Tvam is a Jiva, Alpajnaha he is, and the Tat is Sarvajnaha. Tvam is Alpashaktiman, and our Tat is Sarvashaktiman. Where is the question of equality? You have to do that. That boy has to learn to do this Bhagatyaga Lakshana. Doesn't have to learn actually. He does it all the time, like this in this exam. We do it all the time without knowing. The context tells us when to do Bhagatyaga Lakshana. Dhairya means don't take these things literally. I'm talking about Atma. I'm talking about Nirgunam Brahma. Get it into your head. When it is Nirgunam, then you have to take all the gunas off. All the Leela of Ishvara, you should just chop it off. You should take it all out. So when Krishna says, Kshetrajnan chapi mam vidhi, you have to do Bhagatyaga Lakshana. And the Kshetrajnaha, he says. So, therefore, Dhairyena, Apramadena, based on everything that was taught to you, based on Satyam Mithya, basic introductions was given to you, everything. Satyam Mithya to do Bhagatyaga Lakshana, some kind of Tyaga has to be done. So, that's the meaning of this Dhairyena, Apramadena. Okay, let's read the next one. Tam Sharirat
Tam Sharirat
Nishkrishtam
Nishkrishtam
Chinmatram
Inmatram
Vidyat.
Vidyat.
Vijaniyat.
Vijaniyat.
Shukram amritam.
Kram amritam.
Yatha uktam brahma iti.
Yatha uktam brahma iti.
Pause with that.
I have Shukram Shuddham also added.
Shuddham is also there, no? And in your notebook, Shuddham is there? Shuddham is there. Okay, that's fine. That's the meaning of Shukram. Yeah, correct. You have Shuddham there. Okay. So Shuddham is the meaning of Shukram. Tam sharirat nishkrishtam chinmatram vidya. What is the verb here? Vidyat is the verb. Vidyat. Vidyat. Vid dhatu. May you know. Vidhiling. Vid dhatu. Vidhiling lakara. Sanskrit. Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sangitam sanischayena yoktavyaha. Okay. Bhagavad Gita. Correct? So that comes to my mind now. That word with is a very important word. Vedaha comes from with dhatu. With plus ganj pratyaya. Vedaha. Knowledge. So with means to know. Anything doing to do with knowing. Vedaha. And then second chapter, 19th shloka. Ya evam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubhau tauna vijanitaha. Shankara is actually Vidyat, he is saying Vijaniyat. I think he's playing a game here. He's writing, he's wondering if we can recall that shloka because both the words are there. Vetti, that Vitti, Lat Lakara is Vetti. This is Vidhiling Lakara. Vijaniyat, he says. Because Vetti is Vijanati. Therefore, Vidyat must be Vijaniyat. Anyway, this is a little bit of Sanskrit, but some connections we are making with the Bhagavad Gita. So that Vetti, I think you are now familiar with the word Vetti. So it comes very often in Bhagavad Gita. It comes 4th chapter, 9th shloka. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna nishyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatanam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Among thousands, one person knows me exactly as I must be known. Like that he said. So Veti. So Veti means one who knows. So same one here. Vidyat. May one know. That's the meaning. All right. May one know what? Tam. Tam. So, tam. What is tam? Chinmatram. He could have said Jivatma, Jivatmanam, Chinmatram. But Jivatmanam, you have removed all the Jivatvam out from this Jivatma and then just Pritak Kritva, right? So, Atma, Chinmatram, Chaitanyam, consciousness. Consciousness can't be pointed with a finger because it is Nirgunam. It is Nirgunam. That's why only one thing that I can't see is myself. Everything in the universe I can see. I can objectify. I can't objectify myself. I can only say I exist. I can only say I am conscious. And then off. Whatever. Therefore, I say I am consciousness. I must be conscious. Okay. So here he says Chinmatram. Tam. That Chinmatram, which is Sharirat Nishkrishtam, which has been separated by you cognitively by the body, which means you have done Bhagatyaga Lakshanam. Just like you were able to say Soyam Deva Dattaha, like that you understood. Now you understand. that Chinmatram. Ishvara also is Chinmatram. I am also Chinmatram. Jagad also is Chinmatram. Everything is Chinmatram. Okay. So tam Chinmatram vidyat vijaniyat. Okay. All right. So I think we covered that. Shukram is equal to Shuddham. A Chinmatram is pure. Pure means what? Pure means it's Nirgunam Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. It is, if you reduce any object, it will reduce to keep on reducing until it will have no form and no quality also. And therefore, whatever remains, whatever exists, really speaking, whatever remains means what? Whatever exists and whatever remains has to be pure because it's only one entity. It's an entity to which you can't even call one. That is why Advitiyam word Shastram uses. It can't say Ekam. Occasionally it uses Ekam. Eka Rasam and all they say. Eka Rasam. Okay. One Swamiji, the last meeting, last weekend we were meeting, in that one Swamini, one person whom we know got sannyasa. And her name is Chid Eka Rasananda. Chid Eka Rasana. That is her name. And so Ekarasam, Chideva, Chinmatram, okay? Shukram, pure. And then Amritam also. Amritam. That's the most important thing for us. Amritam. Yathoktam Brahma iti. Amritam word was used in many mantras here. Yathoktam Brahma. So Najayate, Mriyate, Va, Vipaschit onwards. 1 to 18 onwards. And then 1, 2, Najayate, and then keeps going until 25. Yasya Brahmacha Kshatram cha Ube Bhavataha Odanaha. All that we saw. So, Yatha Uktam, just as it was told by me, by me, correct, because Yama is still talking. Okay. Yatha Uktam, Maya Uktam, Brahma iti, that Amritam, that Shukram, okay, Vidyat, may you understand. Like that, Yama is concluding. And of course, Jnana Phalam also should be there. Because Jnanam is not for the sake of Jnana. For the sake of Jnana. Even the person who says, I want to know, means what? I want to know means what? Knowing makes me happy. Studying makes me happy. Knowing more about how things work. There are a lot of videos on YouTube on how things work. How a plane takes off. Somebody will nicely do all the animation and then tell you how it works. All the pressure and airflow and all. Somebody wants to know, they can know. So like this, how all these things work. So there also the person gets joy from knowing. Here it is more than joy. It is samsara nivritti. Here it is dukkha nivritti. Dukkha nivritti will be there. And so all that we should read into this amritam, shukram, brahma, vidyat. And phalaprapti also is there. Then let's read the last sentence. Then abhayam pratishtham vindati. All that will come in Taittiriya Upanishad. Abhayam is there because dukkha nivritti is there. Why? Because abhayam. Then dvaita dvitiyachi bhayam bhavati. Bhayam is always of a second thing. If a second thing itself I can't see, then there is no fear. Abhayam pratishtham vindati ataso bhayam gato bhavati. Abhayam gato bhavati. So that person gains abhayatvam, abhaya pradhanam. So all that we can is implied from the statement. Let's read the next sentence. Virvachanam.
द्विर्वचनम्
Upanishad Parisamaptyartham
उपनिषत् परिसमाप्त्यर्थम्
Iti Shabdaha cha.
इति शब्दः च.
Yeah. So Dvirvachanam, I think you understood what Dvirvachanam is, right? Because there is this Tam Vidyat Shukram Amritam. Then again Tam Vidyat Shukram Amritam. There is a repetition. Dvirvachanam means a repetition. And what is the purpose of this repetition? Upanishad Parisamaptyartham. To indicate the proper conclusion of the Upanishad. Proper conclusion means what? Whatever was intended to say by Yama was communicated clearly and was understood by Nachiketa. The job for which which Nachiketa became a nimittam. Nimittam. Yama said it because Nachiketa asked him. Otherwise, Yama was not going to say all these things. Exactly like Krishna said all these things because of Arjuna. Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogda Gopala Nandana. Dogda. The milkman is Krishna. But why do you have to milk it? Because Partho Vatsaha. That Parthaha is the nimittam for it. Without a Vatsa, there is no milk. And therefore, here also, Parisamaptyartham, for to indicate the proper Parisamaptyartham. Emma was not rushing to complete it. Come on, time's up, I have to go. Like that, it doesn't arise. Even Krishna doesn't say that. And Arjuna keeps on asking. He doesn't say, can we continue a bit later? It's 8 o'clock. It didn't look like Krishna said all that. And so, at least we don't hear all those things. So, Parisama, Paritaha, all aspects are properly covered. That is the meaning of Parisamaptyartham. Then Iti Shabdaha Cha, he says. Cha. And Iti Shabda also is meant to indicate this Upanishad Parisamapti. Iti. You can have both. You can have duplication, repetition like this, or you can have iti, or you can have both. So cha is the iti. That iti indicates a stoppage, termination. And we don't say termination, that's English use. Parisamapti. Sampurnam, we say iti Dalita Sahasranama Stotram Sampurnam. We say Sampurnam.
Conclusion.
Sampurna. What a word it is. Sampurna. So even that alertness is there. When you say something, let's use the right word. So that dvirvachanam, dvihi is the word there. Sanskrit student, it's an abhyayam. So parisamapti. So all topics were discovered. Even adhikaritvam was talked about. What are the qualification of the student? That also we saw. Nachiketa was the person who expressed those qualifications, and Yama is checking him out. Already Viveka was there. Nachiketa had some Viveka, and that is why he even asked the questions. And before the Viveka, Vatmanatma Viveka, he was already concerned. He had all the Amanitma, Madambitma, Adi, and he had compassion also. That is why he asked about his father. So Pitrupalana, Karta he is. He is concerned about his father, young boy. And then after that, game is over. No, beyond the family also I have to be concerned because he is the king's son, So that thing is there, that buddhi is there. Now I have to worry about all people, and therefore second boon was asked about. Then only he came to himself. Now it's time for me to ask what I want to ask, what I want. So Viveka is asking about Atma, the traveling Atma. Does it travel? This and that, all those questions came about. So, Parisamapti. And then qualities of teacher were talked about, quality of student. Okay, Vivek also is there. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat. The question itself had the answer. So Viveka is very much there. That which is other than dharma and adharma. means that which you can't bracket into a dharma or adharma. Okay. And so tell me that which is different from the past, present, and future. What a question it is. Young boy asking a question like this. Can you even imagine? He understood time is mithya. Only then you can ask the question. Otherwise, you can't ask. Time is mithya, my dear Yama, but tell me what is more about Satyam. There is something behind all these things. Like the student in Kathopanishad asks, Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Mind is not the end of it all. Body is not the end, I know. Senses is not the end, I know. Mind, everybody thinks mind is the be all end all. That also is not true. Tell me what is that which is behind the mind. Manaso manaha. Then he says, the teacher there says, Manaso. What does he say? Shrotrasya shrotram manaso mano yat. He says, Atma is the ear of the ears. Atma is the mind of the mind. Like that, some metaphorical answer he gives. So all that was indicated. Teacher's qualifications also indicated. Ananya prokte gatiratra nasti. What did he say? He said, anyway, that mantra begins, I forgot how it begins now. So their teachers' qualifications were given. The person who sees things as it is, that sees Brahma as non-different from the self, only that person can communicate this message. Okay. And the Narada in Chandogya Upanishad, we can talk so much about this. Or Narada said, hey, I am a mantravit, but not atmavit. I know everything inside out, backside, front side, back, everything I know. Rigvedam, Yajurvedam, Samavedam, Atharvavedam, Cha. Janami. I know all these things. I know Shastra Vidya, Bhuta Vidya, Nakshatra Vidya, Nakshatra Vidya, everything I know. But Adihi, Shochami, I grieve, Narada is saying. And so, there also qualities were described. Here also, qualities described. Understand the problem. That guy understood the problem. See, only the person who appreciates the problem has the opportunity to ask for it and appreciate the solution. Because Swamiji would always say, understanding the fundamental problem is critical in Vedanta. And so, good. So let's look at the Anvaya here. So what is said in this mantra? Summary is what? Upasamhara, conclusion of the teaching, and also Jiveshwara Aikyam is there. That tam swad sharirat pravrihet, that line indicates viveka, because cognitively separating it out, right? So viveka is indicated, and then with that viveka buddhi, that tsampada, ankushtamatra purushaha is jiva, that is tsampada, is indicated there, and then amritam, shukram, etc. So you can say that is aikyam, equating the jivatma to Brahma, which is amritam. All right. So Anvaya. Angushta purushaha antaratma. Angushta purushaha antaratma asti, you can put in brackets. Next sentence. You can say saha in brackets. Saha means that Atma or Purushaha. Jananam hridaye sada sannivishtaha. Saha jananam hridaye sada sannivishtaha. Okay, next sentence. Munjat ishikam iva Munjat ishikam iva. Within brackets, mumukshuhu. Swamiji gives the word mumukshuhu. Because in that sentence, the subject is not given. Neither does Shankara gives the subject. Yeah. So Munjad Ishikam Iva Mumukshuhu Tam Swat Sharirat Tam Swat Sharirat. Swat means one's own body. Tam Swat Sharirat Dhairyena Pravruhet. Dhairyena Pravruhet. Within brackets, I have written Prithak Kuryat. Shankara's words. Okay. Saha, within brackets, Saha. He. Saha means he, she. Saha. Tam Shukram Amritam Vidyat. Saha Tam Shukram Amritam Vidyat. Full stop. Again repeat. Saha Tam Shukram Amritam Vidyat. Okay. Then the last word is there. Iti. Iti within brackets Anushasanam. The Taittiriya Upanishad that comes. Anushasanam. So Anushasanam means teaching. Iti Anushasanam means thus ends the teaching. Or this is the teaching. Whichever way you want to translate it. Iti Anushasanam. All right, let's look at this. Angushta matra purushaha antaratma asti. Jananam hridaye sada sannivishtaha. Saha you add in the front. Munjad ishikam iva mumukshuhu tam swat sharirat dhairyena pravruhet is equal to prithak kuryat. Next sentence. Saha tam saha there refers to mumukshuhu now, right? Previously, Saha refers to Atma. Here, Saha refers to Mumukshu. Saha tam shukram amritam vidyat. Full stop. Saha tam shukram amritam vidyat. Full stop. Iti anushasanam. Full stop. Next. Sambandha Bhaashyam. Vidyastutyarthaha.
Vidyat stutyartaha.
Ayam.
Ayam.
Atyayika arthopasamharaha.
Akhyayika arthopasamharaha.
Adhuna uchyate.
Aduna uchyate.
मृत्युप्रोक्तां मृत्युप्रोक्तां नचिकेतोऽथ लब्ध्वा
मृत्युप्रोक्तां नचिकेतोऽथ लब्ध्वा
विद्यामेतां योगविधिं च कृत्स्नम्
विद्यामेतां योगविधिं च कृत्स्नम्
ब्रह्म प्राप्तो विरजो भूत् विमृत्युः
ब्रह्म प्राप्तो विरजो बुद्धि मृत्युः
विमृत्युः
अभिमृत्युः
विमृत्युः विरजो भूत् विमृत्युः
विरजो भूत् विमृत्युः
अन्योप्येयं यो विदध्यात्ममेव
अन्योप्येवं यो विदधात्मते आत्ममेव
वेरी गुड मृत्यु प्रोक्तां नचिकेतोऽथ लब्ध्वा
मृत्यु प्रोक्तां नचिकेतोऽथ लब्ध्वा
विद्यामेतां योगविधिं च कृत्स्नम्
विद्यामेतां योगविधिं च कृत्स्नम्
ब्रह्म प्राप्तो विरजो भूत् विमृत्युः
ब्रह्म प्राप्तो विरजो भूम विमृत्युः
अन्योप्येयं यो विदधात्ममेव
अन्योप्येयं यो विदधात्ममेव
विद
विदध्यात्ममेव
yeah so Sambandha Bhaashyam is saying ayam uchyate. Uchyate is the verb. Uchyate is said, is told, of course, by Yama. Understood? Actually, normally it is Yama. Normally. But now, Uchyate means Upanishad is telling. Yama's dialogue is over. Both Yama and Nachiketa have gone back to the green room. Okay. So, Uchyate. Upanishada Uchyate. By Upanishad, this is said. Now, Adhuna Uchyate. It is said now. What is said now? Vidya Sturtyarthaha Akhyayika Arthopasamharaha Adhuna Uchyate. Again, Upasamhara. Again, concluding. Conclusion can last some mantras. After all, we've studied how many mantras in this Upanishad, Maybe 120 or so, I think. I'm not counted, but I vaguely remember around in that area. So, Akhyayika Arthopasamharaha. That is one word, really speaking. So, Upasamharaha, summary. Okay, Artha Upasamharaha, the meaning, summary of the meaning. Okay, meaning of what? Akhyayika. Akhyayika. Akhyayika can be, the word refers to many things. It can mean a story. It can mean a prose, can mean a narrative, things like that. So all that, it's a general word that refers to that kind of a text, a block. Okay, so story is good. Here you can say story, and it's not purely a story also. There is a lot of teaching here. So it's a story which contains a teaching. So you can say Akhyayika, that grantha, which is the content of the grantha. So grantha artha upasamhara. Okay? There's no need to force ourselves to say it is a story or anything. It's whatever we studied that which has a story in it also. Okay, upasamhara adhuna uchyate. Okay, and what for is this being said? Of course, upasamhara is a summary, but then vidyastutyarthaha. Vidyastutyarthaha. So for praising this vidya, arthaha means for the purpose of. That is the meaning of arthaha. For the purpose of praise of this teaching or this knowledge, vidya. That's how Shankara is introducing this mantra. So, atha nachiketaha. Okay, nachiketaha. You have to change it to nachiketaha. Okay, atha nachiketaha Prithiproktam etam kritsnam vidyam labdva. The verb there is labdva. Having gained. Prapya. Having gained. What did he gain? Vidya. This knowledge he gained. Okay. And kritsnam. Kritsnam vidya. And kritsnam means it's vyaya. Means completely. Completely. Nothing is left. Nothing is left for Yama to teach. And nothing is left for Nachiketa to learn also. All doubts are cleared. Okay. So kritsnam, that is a key word. That's why key. Kritsnam is key there. So etam vidyam mrityu proktam. So of course start by this one Yamadharma Raja mrityu, and then further labdva yoga vidhimcha. Yoga vidhimcha labdva. Okay. Yoga vidhim. Because this one was talked about, Nachiketa Agni was talked about, and Adhikaritvam was talked about. Specifically here, Agni Vidya, Nachiketa Agni Vidya, followed by Virad Upasana. So that Agni Karma is talked about, and followed by the Karma, there is the Virad Upasanam on the Nachiketa Agni. Upasana. Upasanam is always there. Dhyanam Vidyartha. Because Dhyanam also everybody has to learn how to do Dhyanam. Simply sitting and then what will you do simply sitting? Simply sitting can be torture. Simply sitting is not possible at all, in fact. And so, that's why that Swamiji used to tell the story. The king, I remember this, the king was distributing. Every year he distributes, gives bonus, like companies give bonus. Kings also give bonuses. Based on what people have accomplished, the king knows exactly what all people have done. So honoring scholars, honoring people who have served society, all that. So he went to the temple and he gave one bag of rice to everybody. Okay. And then there is one person who was simply sitting there. And said, don't give him anything. There's no, what he is simply sitting, he doesn't deserve anything. Then somebody told the minister said, Maharaj, no, it's not possible to simply sit like this. What do you mean? He's just sitting. Maharaj, it's not possible to sit like that. It's not possible. And I said, what do you mean it's not possible? I'll show it to you. I can sit how many minutes you want me to sit? 15 minutes? Yeah, 15 minutes. This guy is a Maharaja. This guy, after 1 minute, he just asked for coffee. Okay. So therefore, it's not possible. Then he realized, give him 5 bags of rice. 5 bags of rice. So therefore, yoga vidam cha labdhva, and then including that upasanam was talked about. And, yada panchavatishtante and all some mantras we saw. We'll see it now. Then what happened? Kathopanishad is giving some additional data. Okay. Virajaha vimrutyuhu brahma praptaha. Brahma praptaha. Okay. So as the person has become somebody who has gained Brahma, you know all that, what it means. Gained Brahma, not as an object. Brahma can never be gained as an object. Brahma can only be gained as something that I am. I recognize it. And so Brahma praptaha. But then Virajaha vimrutyuhu also. Upanishad says Virajaha. Okay, this Rajas is there. Shankara will explain what that Rajas is. So this Anyatra Dharma, Anyatra Dharma, so all that will come. So being free from all the Raga Dvesha, no longer Raga Dveshas are there, but no longer a victim of Raga Dveshas, no longer clinging to anything. So Virajaha, Vimrutyuhu cha san, Mrityuhu, free from death. He became free from death. Okay. So became free from death means what? Became a Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta. And understands that the Jivan Mukti was always there. Atma is always Mukta. Atma is not going to become free. But me, the Jivatma, not knowing that fact, had to be born again and again. So now I am free. That's what he says. Vimrutyuhu. And Vimrutyuhu. Mrityu. Mrityu proktam. Look at the first word of this mantra. Mrityu proktam. Mrityu taught this. How to be free from me? Only Mrityu taught that. Imagine going to Yamaloka and then returning back. And that must be a huge accomplishment, right? Nobody goes there and returns. And so, anyaha api yaha adhyatmam eva evam vit. Anyaha api. Not just for Nachiketa. This is not just meant for Nachiketa, one person. Not like that. Anybody else can get this knowledge by studying, learning what Yama taught. That's what he's saying here. Adhyatmam, etc. We will see that. So you know this. There is a place called Tirukadayur in Tamil Nadu. Now, temples, all temples have so much history. And this Tirukadayur, this Swami's name is Kala Samhara Murti. Kala Samhara Murti. That's his name. Shiva's name. Vishnu also is there. Lakshmi is also there. Amrita, I think Amrita Narayana, Amrita Valli. And so, Kala Samhara Murti Shiva. And Parvati is Abhidhamma. And so, that is a famous story of Markandeya. Markandeya, right? So, 16 years he was supposed to die. So, this Yama comes there and Markandeya is right there, worshipping Shiva. And then he hugged down to the Shivalinga, it seems. The story goes. Beautiful story is there. And you should see Ravi Varma's painting. How beautifully he painted it, my God. And so, he hugs the Shivalinga, and Yama has come with his bull and sitting on that and throwing the noose on Markandeya, and Shiva comes out of the linga and then comes like this, furious. How can you touch my devotee like that? So that Kala Samhara Murti is the name. Kala Samhara Murti. Look at these words. That one who devoured Kala. Kala itself is not there. Trikala, Agni Kalaya, Kala, Agni Rudraya. So that is just by the way. And so Amrita Ghateshwaraha, Abhirami, some names are there. So let's read the Bhaashyam. Mrityu-proktam
Mrityu-proktam
Yathoktam
Yathoktam
Etam Brahma Vidyam
Itam Brahma Vidyam
Yoga Vidhim Cha
Yoga Vidhim Cha
Kritsnam Samastam
Kritsnam Samastam
Topakaranam
Sopakaranam
Saphalam Ityetat.
Safalam Ityetat.
Yeah. The first half of the mantra is being explained here. So Labdva is coming later. Labdva, having gained. Having gained what? This Etam Brahma Vidya. This Vidya, Shankaracharya is saying Vidya, he adds the word Brahma Vidya. Brahma he adds. So that makes it Brahma Vidya. So Etam, this Brahma Vidya was gained, having gained Labdva. And Yathoktam, Shankara is saying, Yathoktam Brahma Vidya. Because later it's going to come. Yathoktam is as taught by Yama. Not as the way you understood it, anybody says it and all that. Yathoktam, because it's the Bhagatyaga Lakshana has to be done and Satyam Vidya has to be understood. If that is not understood, then like Yama already said, Naisha Tarkena Matirapaneya and Naisha Tarkena Matirapaneya Stuvigneyo Bahuda Chintyamanaha Ananya prokte gatiratra nasti. So he says, if you don't understand, if this is so nuanced, it's actually very easy, but it's also very easy to make a mistake. And so, Bahuda Chintyamana. Many schools of thought will come if you don't understand it properly. Like that he said. That is why he says, Yathoktam, exactly as taught by Yama. And Mrityu Proktam, taught by Yama, of course. Etam, Brahma Vidyam. Okay. And so many things have to be understood. So, Etragyanchapi Mam Vidhi Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata Sarvatmanam, he had said. Na jayate mriyate va vipaschite. It is neither born nor will ever die. And that is not simply Atma. I have to replace the word Atma with I. I am never born. Can I say it confidently? Say I am never born. I have to take the I, move it away, separate it out from my body. Only then I can say it. Otherwise I can't say it. Body is born. We don't say body is unborn. Body is, of course, born. We have a date of birth. Body has a date of birth. But Atma ajaha, na jayate mriyate va vipaschit. So all that properly understood. I am asangaha. I am asangaha. I am unaffected by the birth of the body or even the death of the body. Okay? And so, and in life, of course, Pashyan Shridvan Sprishan Jigran. A lot of things are happening. Things are happening. Jnani is not simply sitting quietly. No. Jnani also Pashyan Shrinvan Sprishan Jigran. All that is happening. Still, Atma is always the same. Unaffected. Asangaha. So, Yathoktam Brahma Vidyam Yoga Vidhimcha Kritsnam. Shankaracharya is explaining. Samastam Sopakaranam Sapalam Iti Etat. So samastam, Kristam means samastam, completely, all. All can refer to Brahma Vidya also. It is only Vidya for which you can apply the word all, adjective all knowledge. Okay, because it's the only Vidya which has finality. Because it's Paravidya. Apara Vidya has no finality. And keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going. I told you that science keeps on growing. Nobody can ever say, I know everything about, fill up the blanks. Such a thing does not exist in science. And so, here only, kritsnam, the word kritsnam is very applicable. Samastam. Sopakaranam. Upakaranena saha. Upakarana. Upakarana means all the other things, like Agni Vidya. Okay, here he doesn't talk, the Upanishad does not talk about values, aman, itvamadam, vitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, rajyavam, achar, all that is also upakaranam. But here he doesn't emphasize. Upanishad says you know all this. Nachiketa is already an amani, adambhi, etc. So it's implied. But they're all upakaranam. For us, they're all upakaranam. So sopakaranam, pakaranena saha. That is how the Sanskrit works. Then saphalam. हिंदी में बोलते हैं सफल हुआ. Sapalam. In other languages also, our language also, sapalam is there. Sapalam is phalena saha. Phalena saha. Along with the result, along with the fruit. That is the meaning of sapalam. Success, we say success. Success means what? You got what you want. That is why it's sapal. That activity, that kriya is sapalam. Okay, so here also, sapalam. Then what is the phalam of this Brahma Vidya? As I said earlier, Brahma Vidya is not learnt for the sake of Brahma Vidya. But Brahma Vidya is the solution to my problem of samsara. Therefore, as long as it takes samsara out, then only Brahma Vidya makes sense, is relevant to me, important to me. And therefore, Shankara says, Saphalam, Krishnam. So Shankara is saying, hey, you, Nachiketa got it all completely, and he just announces, he could announce to the entire universe, Adhayam, Sarva bhutebhyaha abhayam. I'm now free and I'm fearless. And you can also be free from fear of me. Because Dvaitat Bhayam Bhavati, everybody is a competitor to the other person. And so he can say, I'm not a competitor anymore. He can say that. Why? Because I don't see competition is mithya. I am free. I am amartyaha. When I am amartyaha, who am I supposed to fight against? There is no second at all. And so he says all that. So saphalam iti etat. So he's saying, Shankara is saying, read all these things into the word kritsnam. And in Bhagavad Gita language, we can say Yoga Shastram. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. Brahma Vidya is there, but before that, Yoga Shastra. Karma Yoga is there. Huge block is sitting right there. And which is what we're all Karma Yogis. And which is so important. And so, Kritsnam Yoga Shastrena Saha. Like, this people who sprint, like suppose I have a sprinter who is practicing for the Olympics and all, or any competition. And then as they keep improving, they have to work on their muscles and all. Weight training they have to do. Their arms also have to be strong. So even though the legs are the ones that are running, but hands are also upakaran. You have to have muscles, strong muscles to run properly. So they do all those things. They do all those. Every 0.00, because 0.001 second. 0.01 second. What is this 0.01 second? Well, it takes a lot to get ahead by 0.01 second. So all that was needed there. Here, of course, it is a means, but then Brahma Vidya is primary. And so 2.3.10, if you look at the mantra 2.3.10, so there also we talk Yada Panchavatishtante Jnanani Manasa Saha Buddhischa Na Vicheshtate Tamahuhu Paramam Gatim. Then 2.3.11 he says Tam Yogam iti manyante. I use the word tam. That all the thing that I talked about doing the upasana, sitting and withdrawing the mind from all objects and then quietly doing nididhyasana, that is called yoga. That is what I'm going to call by the word yoga, he said in 2.3.11. So that's why here yoga vidhim, Upanishad is saying yoga vidhim. This is not told by Yama, right? So Upanishad is saying, or Shruti Mata is saying about what Yama said. And so, Kritsnam Yoga Vidhim. Okay, let's read the next one. Nachiketaha
Nachiketaha
Varapradanat
Varapradanat
Mrityoho Labdhva
Mrityoho Labdhva
Prapya iti Arthaha
Prapya iti Arthaha
Kim
Kim
Brahma Praptaha Abhud
Brahma Praptaha Abhut
Muktaha
Muktaha
Abhavat
Abhavat
Ityarthaha.
Ityadaha.
There is
Nachiketa.
Ata, Guruji. Nachiketa, Ata is there.
Atha is also there. Okay.
But Nachiketaha is also same. The Chiketaha, otherwise Nachiketaha, both are same.
So yeah, Atha is there. You can put Atha there. If I forgot to put it in this Gita Press, it's missing. So let's put Atha. Chiketa Atha. So that word, you will find that there is a Patha Veda here. Nachiketaha Atha. Okay. The Moolam says Nachiketaha Atha. But it must be changed to Nachiketaha. Shankara just does that. Nachiketaha. Nachiketaha is the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachan. So, subject
but
of the
there,
sentence.
Nachiketaha it is given. That is also the same.
Where is it given? Where is it given? There means where?
PDF.
PDF.
Okay, PDF says Nachiketaha.
Nachiketaha.
Correct. PDF says Nachiketaha. So,
Nachiketasya ayama.
So, Nachiketaha, you take it out. Just let's stick with the word Nachiketaha. Okay. Other meanings you can go home and figure out. Okay. What is it? You're all at home anyway. So you can figure out after the class. So just say Nachiketa. Okay. In those days, they used to say, go home and do your homework. So now I can't say. So I do your work after the class, after the Zoom session, you can do your work. Like that, I should say. So Nachiketa. So that is like Rama. So this is unique, right? Sakaranta Pullingam. Therefore, Nachiketa. Labdhva. Atha labdhva. Okay. Having gained thereafter. Atha means thereafter. Nachiketa. Having gained. And what did he gain? Okay. Mrityoho labdhva. What he gained, we saw it already. Brahma Vidyam, etc. Yoga Vidyancha. Labdhva is coming here. The verb is coming here. Labdhva means prapya. Prapya. Having gained from Mrityu. Varapradana. Mrityoho Varapradana. Due to the boon that was given by Yama. Boon that was given by Yama. So that was just a setup. Because remember, Nachiketa, when he went to Yamaloka, he was wondering, he had all kinds of doubts. What am I going to do in Yamaloka? I can be of some use to people here, to my father, I can help, I can do. But Yamadharma Raja how will he benefit from me? Like that innocent boy was thinking. And he was just waiting there. For 3 days, he did not eat. Yama said, I'll give you a boon. Then he said, okay, then in that case, let me ask. This has been in my mind. That is how it came about. He did not go to Yamaloka with a purpose at all. No purpose he had. So here, Mrityoho Varapradana, Shankaracharya says. Wow, look at the presence of mind of Shankaracharya. Okay. And Labdva Prapya Ityartaha Kim. Kim. Kim here means, what happened? After the Varapradhanam, what happened? That is a question, Kim. And so that's what the Brahma Praptaha Abhut is going to come. That is being explained here. Brahma Praptaha Abhut. Abhut means it's this one, Lung Lakara. It's a type of past tense in Sanskrit. And Shankaracharya converts it into Lang Lakara, Abhavat. Abhavat means became, Bhudatu, right? Became. Nachiketa became a Brahma Praptaha. Not a. Nachiketa became Brahma Praptaha. One who has gained Brahma. It's called a Brahma Praptaha. Abhut became Muktaha. Otherwise, Muktaha. If you understand the word Mukti and Muktaha, that also is fine. Muktaha Bhavat. He became free. That's it. Became free. Just by sitting in front of somebody else and listening, one can become free. One can be liberated. Muktaha Bhavat. Because now, now Nachiketa is going to go back home. That's the beauty of this. And he's going to go back home. He's going to lead a life after that. And that long life and all, he didn't take. Remember, he did not take all that. He said, no, you keep all these things that Tavaiva Vaha Tava Nritya Gita means he has given away all that. He has surrendered all that. Long life, etc. He said, when you send me back home, of course you will give me long life. You're not going to send me back and immediately kill me the next day. This guy's thinking. Look at this boy's thinking. Correct? It's called presence of mind. So he's going to go back and lead a good life, obviously. And so Muktaha Bhavadapi Ityartaha. Then Katham and all is going to come. You will see that. So Virajaha, Vimrutyuhu, Anyaha Api, all that we saw in the gist of the mantra. We'll come back and see what Shankaracharya says. This is the last shloka. Then what we have is Okay. All right. So, and then after that, I want to also give a summary of the entire Kathopanishad. That also is a lot of work for me, but I want to do it. So, I think at least 2 more classes I can see. I can see at least 2 more classes. I think should so two plus maybe. We'll see. Doesn't matter. We're not going to rush out. And last time I asked, but I forgot. We did not discuss it. I was asking you what should we do next. I'm assuming some people want to study. I'm making a lot of assumptions here.
Maya Panchakam was suggested.
Huh?
Maya Panchakam was suggested, no?
Okay. Maya Panchakam was suggested. Okay. But what about text, Grantha, Upanishad? Maya Panchakam is short. It won't take 1 year, It won't take 6 months to do Maya Panchakam.
Filler.
So, Upanishad and Bhaashyam, do you all want to study or not? This is the question I have.
Yes.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I see a lot of people saying yes. Some people are not sure. That's okay. I can understand not sure also. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. And so, but yeah, if at least so several of you are saying yes, if so, then we can definitely do the next Upanishad.
Mundaka Upanishad, Jay Kumarji.
Mundaka. Mundaka is the next, that's how Swamiji also teaches us.
Yeah.
We try to stick to the tradition. In this matter, creativity is not that good of an idea because Shankaracharya himself says, I am not saying anything new. We are studying Taittiriya Upanishad Bhaashyam with Swamiji. Okay, every day, morning, half an hour, we are studying. Okay, Swamiji asked me, what do you want to study? Whatever you want to study, let's start and study. Then I thought about it and I said, I want to review Taittiriya Upanishad Bhaashyam. And so every day, half an hour, we do Parayanam for about 30-35 minutes. Then half an hour, we are studying this, where I am supposed to explain it. So Shankaracharya starts the Upanishad with a prarthana. He says, Yairime Gurubhih Purvam Padavakya Pramanataha Vishpashta Ruthirnamcha Vyakyayam Sampraniyate. He says, I am going to do the Namaskara first to all the people who have analyzed our Shastra and who have told. He says, Sarva Vedantaha, they have talked. Vyakyataha Sarva Vedantaha Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham. Hey, they have already talked about all this. I think I'm going to salute, I'm going to just surrender myself to them. Then quietly he says later, okay, I am going to write the commentary of Taittiriya Upanishad. Okay, so therefore there is nothing here. But we want to keep this tradition alive. And so Upanishad. We keep studying it. And Shankaracharya, going behind Shankaracharya, Swamiji would say, go behind. Walk behind Shankaracharya. Then we would keep that thing alive and we'll study other texts also. Maya Panchakam was there. And once Bhagavad Gita finishes, I'm going to teach a text. I have it in mind. And it's going to be, I think it'll be a Prakarana Grantha. So like that, we'll cover something that won't take 5 years to complete. It should take only maybe 8-9 months like that. So if you're okay with that, then we can do Mundaka Upanishad with Shankara Bhaashyam. This Satish ji forwarded a message where Jaishankar ji is teaching Mundaka Upanishad, and that is not with Bhaashyam, I think. That was Moolam only. That's what
not Jaishankar ji, some other, some Ganapati, somebody. Jaishankar ji is doing this one right now. Brihadaranyaka.
Yeah, right. So anyway, that's if you're all there, because otherwise if you're not there, then a new audience won't come because see, those days online we used to have a lot of people, but these days online I think everybody is teaching, looks like, and I'm gathering that these days it's become common. So I can't go around and look for students and all. I need some students. If you're all there, we can make some progress. So thanks for that feedback. So we will, with a prarthana, we'll start the next Upanishad. I will look into my schedule, and then we will probably start the next Upanishad after another 3 classes or so, 4 classes. So, all right, with that, we'll conclude.
Hariom, Guruji, I have a suggestion.
So let's talk about it after the prarthana. We'll conclude the class, and then you can share your suggestion. आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ